Does President Biden want his administration to find out who is funding some of these protests?
I cannot speak to the organizations that are being reported that's on the ground. That is not something for me to speak to.
How do you explain his silence this week?
The president has not been silent on this issue when it comes to hate speech, anti-Semitism. He started,
a school building at an Ivy League campus got taken over.
And we call that out, and we said that is not peacefully protesting.
Fox News' White House correspondent Peter Doocy grilling the Biden administration on why the president remains missing in action as anti-violent Israel protests sweep across the U.S. college campuses. Today marks day 10 since his last public statement on anything remotely near the situation. Joining me now is Tennessee Senator and member of the Senate Judiciary and Finance Committees, Marsha Blackburn. Senator Blackburn, thanks very much for being here. Why is Biden missing in action, and what have you heard from him? Have you spoken with any cabinet members or the president in the middle of all of this chaos?
We have not heard one word from anyone connected with this administration. And Maria, it's so inappropriate for them. They should be standing up and speaking out against this. They should be standing with Israel. They should be supporting these students. And the fact that these students cannot even get to class. And I have heard that they have put bracelets on the Hamas supporters so they can come and go from class. But then the Jewish students do not have this. So this is a very dangerous time. The president should speak out about this. He should stand against it, and we should make certain that they get a handle on this, because the chaos, the disruption, and we know that you've got groups that are coming in from outside that are pushing this. We know the one linked to the Michigan protest is on the front page of Act Blue, raising money. We know that some of these Soros-linked organizations are supporting it. We have read in the Washington Times this morning that the Popular Front for Liberation of Palestine, which is a terrorist-connected organization, has allegedly met with some of these student organizations and the groups that are pushing this. This is a very dangerous time. Hamas is a terrorist organization. Iran is who is funding a lot of this. This is not something that is going to contribute to public safety. This is all something that is divisive. It needs to stop right now.
Well, Senator, you've been doing a lot of work on social media over the years with your bills. I want to ask you about that, because I'm being told that these anti-Israel protesters are getting direction on social media, whether it's TikTok or, Instagram. Talk to us about the online influence for these demonstrations and where it's coming from, because I was told that they're being told, go to this building, go to that school, all on social media.
That is what we are hearing. We do not have a lot of confirmation around this, but it seems that these organizations who are directing these students and the outside agitators that are coming in, that they are getting all of their direction as to where to go from TikTok, from Snapchat, from Instagram, from these different social media platforms. And there again, these social media platforms should be held to account. If you've got someone that is promoting self-harm, promoting terrorist activity, for goodness sakes, block them and don't let them on that platform.
Yeah, right. That's why we want to keep following that angle of this. But I want to get your take on what the White House is mulling. We're told that the White House is now considering bringing some Palestinian refugees into the United States from Gaza. CBS News is reporting this. Senior officials across several federal U.S. agencies have discussed the practicality of different options to resettle Palestinians from Gaza who may have immediate family members who are American citizens or permanent residents. Neighboring countries, as you know, Jordan and Egypt, have refused to accept Palestinian refugees. Egypt citing security concerns as the reason. Senator, your thoughts?
What we have to realize is the reason the countries in the neighborhood will not accept these Palestinians is because these are the people that elected Hamas to be their government. They do not want them. Now, Senator Joni Ernst is leading Republicans in a letter to the White House to find out about this, to find out about the vetting, to find out where they're planning to send them, to find out what the numbers are, to get some of the detail, because they have not had one word to say to us in the U.S. Senate about what their plans are. But, Maria, bear in mind, the president has not spoken out against what is taking place on the college campuses. For 10 days, we have not heard from him. Then we hear this leak that they're going to bring these people in, these Palestinian refugees in here, give them benefits, give them priority. And we do not know any of the vetting that would take place around this situation.
Yeah, and Senator, I know you've written letters to Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub.
Right.
You want answers on why potentially unvetted illegal migrants are reportedly gaining access to delivery accounts. You write this: these illegal immigrants are delivering food directly to consumers' doors without ever having undergone a background check, and often without using their real names. Deliveries routinely occur late into the night, compounding the dangerous situation. And if the unimaginable happened, there would be little to no way to track the immigrants or bring them to justice. Tell us more about that, Senator.
Yes, what it appears to be happening is that Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, some of these delivery entities, individuals that work with them, are allowing people illegally in the country. Of course, what appears to be happening is the cartels are saying, can we piggyback on your account? We'll have someone go deliver this. We'll split the money with you. So it's like people are working more hours, they're getting that split, and you have illegal aliens that are using this to work out their fee that they are paying the cartel to get in the country illegally. So then they're illegally working on someone else's account and delivering food to individuals' homes. Now, think if you're a parent working and you do an Uber Eats or a DoorDash delivery to get food to your children who are at home, and they open the door, it's a different car, it is a different person, and that food is coming in the door. This is the danger of this. It is wrong, and these entities need to help us figure out what is happening with the individuals that have accounts, delivery accounts with them.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Senator, but isn't it true that the White House is giving these illegal work permits?
They are. This is going in for the parolees. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And as we all learned, the illegal alien that killed Laken Riley was someone who had been paroled into the country and had been given benefits in one of these illegal work permits.
And Uber Eats and DoorDash have denied that person, Laken Riley's killer, actually worked there. So those companies are denying that he actually worked there. But I want to ask you about this Huawei story that Bloomberg is reporting about this morning, Senator. Huawei has secretly backed U.S. research and awarded millions of dollars in prizes working with Harvard. Bloomberg writes this: Huawei Technologies, the Chinese telecom giant blacklisted by the United States, is secretly funding cutting-edge research at American universities, including Harvard. Through an independent Washington-based foundation, Huawei is the sole funder of a research competition that has awarded millions since its inception in 2022. As part of the contract, which apparently Bloomberg read and reviewed, this is a non-public document, and the non-public document says the foundation, quote, shall not be required to designate Huawei as the funding source or program sponsor of the competition. And the existence and content of this agreement and the relationship between the parties shall also be considered confidential information. So you've got a blacklisted Chinese Communist Party company. This is their key tool in terms of surveillance, working with Harvard University.
Yes, and bear in mind, Huawei beds surveillance technology into their hardware. And this is one of the reasons we have tried to rip it out of not only the U.S., but also with our allies so that our sensitive data does not travel over their networks. Now, the Chinese Communist Party is determined to noodle their way into our research institutions and to steal our intellectual property. We have known that. They have seen universities who are money hungry and some of their less political savvy professors have been co-opted, and they feel like there is nothing wrong. They don't see China as an adversary. They see it as a competitor.
Yeah.
So you have people like Huawei who are trying to disguise what they're doing. But Maria, we have shut down a lot of these Confucius institutes and Confucius classrooms, the sister city programs. So they're looking for other avenues of propaganda. And here you go. Universities who don't have a backbone, they're saying, well, as long as it's disguised and nobody knows about it, we can do this.
Well,
it is disgusting.
Well, I know that Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo had, the China initiative in place, and they were indicting people who were, in fact, sharing information with the CCP, but President Biden canceled that China initiative when he started his term. Thank you, Senator.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got it.
Good
Take
to
care.
see you. Marsha Blackburn joining us this morning. We'll be right back. Stay